ball, I don't trust it.
Today we're talking about playing hero basketball and the idea of trying to be clutch. Now, there are definitely positives to being clutch and being that hero basketball player. But today I'm addressing the dark side of how and why players use the idea of being the basketball hero to their detriment. You see, the word clutch seems to have this definition to a lot of players of unpredictable, enhanced performance in the latter stages of a game that ends with them being the basketball hero. When in reality, a lot of times to me, being that clutch basketball hero is just a bad basketball investment, because a lot of the time it can be ego-driven volatility that just destroys team chemistry. So if you're thinking about being that clutch player and trying to play hero ball on a regular basis, give this video a shot and let me explain to you why trying to go out of your way to be that kind of a player could hurt your game more than it could help. First of all, let's take into account that playing hero ball and being the hero basketball player is a singularity of one player taking on the entire team by themselves. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. There are plenty of instances where the hero ball player does try to incorporate their teammates, but the cliche way that a lot of, especially younger players, think about playing hero ball and being clutch is the one player going one against the entire defense by themselves. The inherent problem with this obviously being that doing so takes away from, if you have the choice between a team trying to execute a high probability offensive play as one whole team, as opposed to one player trying to initiate a hot streak at the right time by themselves against the entire rest of their opponents, to me, I would rather have that whole team come together and execute a high probability play than hope and pray that that one player can get hot for that one particular possession. Because even though we are talking about recreational basketball where there is no coach and there is no real set plays, having at least some kind of, at the very bare minimum, some kind of pick and roll play as a team where they're spacing and passing and sharing the ball, that's a much higher probability play than allowing one player to go 1 on 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever your opponent size is, having that one player hopefully get hot for that one possession and hoping that in that one possession they can be the hero and win the game and be clutch for that one possession. I would rather use the entirety of my team and exhaust what we can do as a team, try to use us and the entire team against the defense, as opposed to hoping one player can get hot for a certain possession. Whether we're talking about the basketball court or outside, like later on in life, instead of pursuing that hero ball mentality, what I endorse is, instead of waiting for that one person to pull off that one miracle play, especially when we're talking about on the basketball court specifically, the reason this is a team game is because during the process of the game, even if you were all strangers as the game begins, you're trying to build a system, build chemistry together during a game so that hopefully at the end, if there is a need for end game kind of situation where a play has to be made, hopefully you can build that chemistry throughout the game so that at the end you can execute as a team, as opposed to hoping that one player can pull off a miracle. To me, the more logical definition of hero ball or even being clutch is not that one last play at the end of the game where one player hopes to create a miracle. To me, it's more about creating systems over time, even if it's in the context of one basketball game, as a team, building systems, building chemistry so that at the end you can execute as a team to your fullest potential, instead of just leaning on one player at the end and hoping he gets hot and lucky probably for that one possession.